Well, you're probably wondering where I've been, or at the very least, you could probably make a logical guess based off the title of this video. School, 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 school. Ever since around a year ago, I started getting really busy, and the last 2 semesters of college for me have probably been the busiest and most stressful of my entire career. From being a full-time student to performing in multiple ensembles, teaching marching band in the fall, working at a music store, and having a personal life all on top of that, things got real stressful real quick. And I know for a fact that I'm not the only one who has felt this before. The feeling of everything caving in because of all the stuff that you have to do and feeling like you have no place to start because of the combined pressure of all those things, it's too much. That's the feeling I've dealt with a lot this year, and it's not fun. And regardless of whether or not you're a fine arts major, a full-time employee, or a high school student, this feeling of being stressed is universal. That's why I wanted to make this video, so I could share some of my experiences from this last year and maybe give some advice that could help you on your way. But hey, if this is our first time meeting, I'm Zachary Savinsky, a music education student at Western Michigan University, who, as you can see, does a thing on YouTube as well. Alright, just so we're clear, these tips I'm about to share are just things that I observed that helped me and the people around me. I'm just hoping to provide some possible solutions and at the very least not make you or anybody else feel alone in their struggles. Because I know for me, just knowing that somebody else is experiencing the same thing is a huge deal. So to start off, I would suggest creating itemized lists. I, for one, have been a huge culprit of just saying I'll remember something and not exactly writing that thing down. And actually taking the time to create a list of all the things that you have to do will help defog your brain and allow you to focus on the things and the tasks that you have at hand. Then, as I complete those things, I would check them off the list, and I must say, doing that is very satisfying. I would also suggest that in addition to writing down what you need to do on a macro level, I would also suggest writing down what you need to do on a micro level. And what I mean by that is writing out a day-by-day plan of what you need to be doing when, so that way you can complete and achieve the things that are at the macro level, otherwise known as the bigger picture. This is especially beneficial for students who have a lot of assignments due, but it also could be used to organize the tasks that you have to do at your job or something similar. Okay, moving on to my next tip, I would have to say getting ahead as much as possible. Having homework is just a fact of being a student, and unfortunately, it's not going to go away anytime soon. So getting ahead of it all is really beneficial to not being as stressed when due dates roll around. I can't say I do this all the time though, or else I wouldn't be making this video, because I wouldn't be stressed. But when I do this, I feel 110% less stressed. You should believe me when I say that because I said 110%, not just 100. This overall point is kind of an extension of the last in the sense that you have to be aware of what's coming up on your schedule to know what you need to get ahead on so that way you don't fall into a trap of stress again. So if you have the opportunity to take the time to get an extra assignment done and not just stop at the stuff that's immediately due and then going on to watch your favorite show or something, I speak from experience on this, that might be the best option to get ahead of the game. And there is a level of accountability that you have to have in order to do this, because we're probably not going to want to sacrifice that fun to do more schoolwork, especially when we're talking about stress relief. But having some type of system in place where you can call yourself out and do the hard thing will go a long way. And whatever that system is different for every single person. It sometimes takes some experimenting in order to figure out what works best for you. And ultimately, that's completely okay. All right. Moving on to my last tip, don't be afraid to take time for yourself. There were many times these last couple semesters where I felt like I couldn't sacrifice any of the time I had for myself and I had to be constantly doing schoolwork or practice. I played in many different ensembles this year, ranging from our school's wind band, orchestra, and percussion ensemble. I also had opportunities to do some percussion stuff with our trombone choir and actual vocal choir, which are both fantastic ensembles. And was I grateful to play in these ensembles? Yes, I was. But I also feel like I couldn't appreciate them for the great opportunities they were in the moment because I wasn't taking care of myself. Also adding on to that how I want to be a loving and supporting boyfriend, a great friend, and also being there for my family. And please don't mistake me listing all these things out as them feeling like chores, because they're not that. Rather, all the things I've talked about are things I want to be present for and present well. And if I'm not focusing on making sure that I'm right, then all the things I want to be present for are going to suffer because of it. So basically, the moral of the story is I implore you to take time for yourself. even when you're stressed. And no matter if you're taking a day or a few hours off to get some extra sleep, hang out with some friends, or do something fun, taking time for yourself allows you to focus on the things that will allow you to hit the reset button, and which will ultimately help you be more motivated and more energized to be able to move on to the next thing, as well as being present for the things or people that you care about the most. Y'all, I hope you found this video helpful, and I must say, it was quite therapeutic for me to have this opportunity to reflect on all the things from this last year. Maybe reflection should be the fourth tip. Anyways, if you really did enjoy this video and want to see more content like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you never miss another video. But until then, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.